Okay, so we'll have a nice well-rounded practice today, starting in our tabletop hands and knees. Let's take a moment to just feel into the hands and feet. So I want you to start here by just kind of lifting, spreading the fingers, and then just as you lower them, kind of take in the surface of your mat. And then start to lean your weight right side, left side. So we're just going to start to sway. Feeling just the responsiveness of your hands, your arms, your shoulders. Take a couple of breaths. Still just feeling your arrival here on the mat. And let's come back in through center. We'll tuck the toes under, and then let's just push back to the heels, and then pushing way forward into the hands. So just kind of rocking this forward and back. And then as you press back into your heels, let's go ahead and come up here into a little squat. So at the back of your yoga mat, find a squat, and let the knees kind of go wide. Take a moment to just kind of receive that nice stretch through the lower body. And then with hands out in front of you, and kind of be on your fingertips, let's work into the shoulder. So we'll raise the right arm and just make this big circle, and then just peel open. So a little twist, you're going to look behind you. And then just sweep your arm back the way you came, right into the mat. We'll do that another time, right side, just reaching. And then bring that back in. Let's do the other side here. So just left arm, you're going to sweep way up, peel open, look behind you. And then big sweep back right on into the mat. Let's do that one more time. So left arm will reach, sweeping open. And then right back into the mat. Great. From there, let's walk this out into a plank pose, right? Just a little bear crawl all the way out into high plank. And take a moment here, really active through the hands, pressing the floor away. Just simply turn your head to the right, look over right shoulder, breathe, and then just take a look way over left shoulder. Breathe. We'll glance at the hands. Just touch back down through your tabletop, and then in tabletop, let's cat-cow. Arch round your spine. Moving everything between head and tailbone. Okay, from cat-cow, let's pause again in tabletop. Toes untuck, so now you push back all the way back to the heels. Come forward to half plank, and then maybe find this little mini push-up, and then right back into child's pose. So a few times, just kind of forward and back between those two. Waking up the arms and shoulders. Don't let that push-up be too serious, right? Just little mini push-up, push away. And then, as you rise here, now we're ready, downward facing dog. Send the hips high. Make this yours. Kind of pedal, walk through the legs. Okay, from that dog pose, let's look forward towards the hands, and then let's just step the right foot way out towards that right hand, and then just push back to dog pose, and then we'll just step the left foot way out to a lunge. So a few times, working through the hips this way, stepping forward and back from dog pose to this really wide, kind of low lunge. We'll just do this another time, right side, left side. And then as you push back to dog pose, go ahead and walk your hands backwards. Find that first forward fold at the back of your mat. Soft knees, just upper body draping. And then slowly here we'll rise. We'll come all the way up through to standing. And then just take a stroll, find your way towards the front of your yoga mat, mountain pose. So for mountain pose, it always begins down in the feet, so take a moment to glance down at your feet, lift, spread your toes, put as much space between them as you can, and then just lower them and rock forward back, right? So weight towards heels, weight towards toes. Yeah, just kind of reorganizing, and then just settle in even to what feels even for you and your feet. Draw up tall through your legs, through your spine, give the shoulders a nice big shrug, and then you can let them drop down. And then just take that in, that experience of standing tall in your bones. The front side we always see, but also sides and back that we rarely do see. Couple of half vinyasas rather to get us moving. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, fold it forward. Lengthen there, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it in. And a breath, let's rise. Reach the arms, come up, mountain pose. We'll do that much again. Inhale, take the arms, reach up. Exhaling, fold forward. Lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. On a breath, let's rise. Sweep the arms, reach up, mountain pose. Great. With palms together here, just take your arms straight out in front of you. And then peel open the right arm for a twist, right? Gaze way behind you over your shoulder, out past your hand. And then just sweep back, feel the palms touch. And then peel open your left arm, gaze over that shoulder. And then right back through to the front. There, take the arms overhead, upward salute, and then fold to the floor. Here, let's step back into plank pose, and then in plank, just all the way down. Come to the belly. Find baby cobra pose, little lift of the chest, and then release. Let's hover the hands, and then lift just the chest. Real nice, strong baby cobra, no hands. Okay, bring the hands back to the mat. Do cobra a bunch of times. Treat it like your cat-cow, where you get to move through it, exploring different levels, low, high, putting the hands in different locations. See how that feels for your cobra. Let's release that. Come down, find locust pose. Take the arms back, rise. Lift the chest, lift the legs, everything. Gaze down, head and neck long. And then release, locust. We'll do it again. Rise here. Rise, rise, rise. Take arms, legs wide out into the space around you. Find the hands and feet. Circle them. Ends, edges of the body. And then bring it all in. We'll push it back to child's pose. So just hips sink back into the heels. Take a moment. Let all that land for you. Take a breath, direct it towards the back of your rib cage. Exhale, soften your face, your expression. And then let's rise. Come on up. Right into the knees, right? We're just going to stand into the knees. And then you can just take your arms forward here. We're going to hover back, right? Spine nice and long, so like you're just going to like lean into a wall behind you. And then just hover up, right? So that's the move. A few times flowing forward and back. Find just the right amount that you can control, that you can rise back up out of. And then this next time that you kind of hover, come back up through in the knees, let's bring right foot through to a low lunge, and then we'll just sink forward for a moment, right? Just kind of lean into it. And then let's push back enough that we can lift the toes of the front foot, that you can lift your whole foot off the mat. There'll be some wobbling around, right? Just kind of explore that. The floor is right there if you need it. And then we'll place that foot right back in for low lunge. And then here, with hands behind the head, elbows wide, you're going to lean forward, and then you're going to lean back. So just explore finding this forward and back. Hands behind the head make that a little bit more interesting for our core. So if you feel like you want a little bit more stability, you could take the hands down away from the head. Okay, as you come forward, let's bring the hands low. Find that low runner's lunge. So we'll lift the back knee and just a little twist to the right. So you're raising your right arm, gaze up. And then a couple times, big sweeping circles through the right arm, right? Hit every number on the clock. Let's come back down and then just begin this again through high knees, right? This is where we were. From there, just other foot sweeps forward to low lunge, and for a moment, just sinking forward with it. Yes. Great. From there, let's push back, a little bit more back than usual, so we have this room in the front to explore, kind of lifting the toes, lifting the foot. Dynamic balance. And then we'll place that foot onto the mat. Let's see about bringing the hands behind the head for this, right? We're going to lean in and then push back. So just that movement through lower half of the body, steady through center. . Let's come forward. Low runner's lunge, tuck the back toes, lift the knee, peel open, raising left arm up. And then here as well, a couple times to move through the shoulder, circle, circle, circle. Right back into the mat, we'll drop the knee, trace our way out the way we came, and then just sitting back into the heels for a moment. From there, let's come out. Downward facing dog, tuck the toes, send the hips high. From dog pose, we'll glance at the hands. Go ahead and walk or step it in front of your yoga mat. And then just halfway, lift your body, and then fold your body. A breath will rise, press through the feet like you mean it. Come all the way up, mountain pose. Okay, let's move through some vinyasas here, some low lunge vinyasas. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Lengthening, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's step the left foot back to a low lunge. And then there, let's rise high lunge. So we'll reach up through the arms. And then just bring it right back to the mat. Downward facing dog, step it back. Now let's step the left foot forward, low lunge. A breath to get you to the top of that high lunge. Good. Back into the mat, step to the front, forward fold, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. On a breath, let's rise, sweep the arms, coming back through mountain pose. Let's do that one more time, other way. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, folding. Lengthening here halfway. And then as you fold, you're gonna step your right foot back of the mat. Rise up, high lunge, reach, reach, reach. And then to the mat, downward facing dog. Glance at the hands. We lead with the right foot. Come up, high lunge. And to the mat, forward fold, step it in. Halfway, lift your body. And then fold your body. Let's rise, sweep the arms, come all the way to standing mountain pose. All right. A breath, take the arms to reach up. Exhale, fold in half. Lengthen there, halfway lift. That full vinyasa now, so that means either plank or chaturanga, however you're gonna get down to the floor. That's where we rise to cobra or up dog. And then just all the way back, downward facing dog or child's pose. Either of those, they're interchangeable. Whatever your practice calls for today, do that. Okay, from that dog pose, let's glance at the hands. Go ahead and walk, hop it in, however you're getting to the front of your yoga mat. And then all the way to standing overhead, upward salute, chair pose. Let's get low. Just kind of nestle down into it with the hands. And then bend the knees, squat down even further, finding balance down here low. Really awake and aware through the feet. Take the arms out in front like we did standing. A twist to the right. Peel open, reach, look behind you. Let's sweep this back in, steady. Control yourself. We're gonna twist it open to the left, reaching back. And then right back here to the front. Okay, arms out in front or maybe at the mat here. Gently land yourself down, boat pose. Hover the heels, the shoulders. Okay, hands can sneak behind the knees for a little extra hold on. From there, find canoe pose. Can you hover down? Your shoulders, your heels a little bit off the ground. Kind of like locust pose, but flipped over. Let's rise, come back up through boat. And then let's do this again. As you hover down into canoe, do like we did in locust. So can you take arms, legs wide out into that space around you? Hover, hover, hover. Whatever it takes, draw the knees in. Rock, roll, up, down your yoga mat. Enjoy the ride, the momentum. Massage of your spine on the floor. And then that brings you up and over. Downward facing dog. From dog pose, we'll glance at the hands. Go ahead, walk or hop it in front of your mat. Halfway, lift your body. And then fold. On a breath, let's rise. Sweep up, mountain pose. And then from mountain pose, we'll move towards some of our standing postures in our yoga practice. So let's stand on the right leg. Lift your left knee. And then from there, let's step it back into that high crescent lunge, right? Get steady in the legs and then take arms overhead. Good. From there, a twist to the right, the kind with the long arms, where we're parting them. That's it. And then in this twist here, can you wind up the arms into eagle arms? So with this twist and the arms intertwined. Good. Let's untwist this, bring this back through, and then of course we'll push off. Let's find eagle pose with the legs. Nestle down, get low. And then unravel your arms, sweep them back behind you, kind of folding, bowing towards the legs. Good. Let's rise here. Come on up, step it back, land. Just get yourself back into that high crescent lunge. And then we'll push off warrior 3 here. Take all the time to sort this out. Embrace the wobbling. And then just rise. Come on back up into both feet. Other side for all of that. Let's stand on the left leg. We'll lift the right knee. And then stepping back to find that high crescent lunge. We'll take the arms up. We're twisting to the left. Turn, turn, turn. Part the arms. Feel inner thighs hug in. Okay, now while you're here, eagle arms. Intertwine them. Let's untwist, bring this through. We push off, we come up, eagle legs intertwine, nestle down into it, and then just unravel the arms. Feel the arms go behind you, right? A place we might not take our arms quite as often. Sweep them back. And then we'll rise, right? Finding that flow, right? Just shape-shifting into high lunge here. Warrior 3, coming forward. Brace the wobbles. Sometimes there's more of them than not. And we rise, both feet, mountain pose. Clear that away, half vinyasa. Inhale the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Lengthening, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And on a breath, we'll rise, sweep the arms right on back up into mountain pose. All right. From here, let's step out, face long side of your yoga mat today. Feet are wide. Start to just bend through the knees. Start to get familiar and find movement side to side, right? Which is something we don't do quite as often. And then from here, let's push off to the right, right? I'm pushing off, going towards my right. A few times this kind of controlled fall. Eventually, I'm going to come on up. And I'm going to find a figure 4, ankle to knee, have a seat into it. Once you get there, let's interlace the hands, but reach through index fingers, and then just point that straight down. Maybe feel arms kind of slide down the front shin. Let's rise with the arms, draw a big line, reach up, and then just kind of fall back out into it, a little bit through side to side. Go the other way here, right? Push off. Just kind of finding, feeling and dealing that balance. As you get there, make a figure 4, sitting into it. Soft, steady gaze. Interlace hands. Reach through index fingers, and then just pointing straight down. Take your gaze there too. Let's raise the arms this way, leading with index fingers, trace that line, rise up, and then just right back through center. And then we'll just find a little bit of flow right here to each side. So let's take warrior 2 pose. Your right side, warrior 2. Take a moment, feel just all the directions you get to reach into through warrior pose. And then just turn your head and look over your back shoulder. We just often take in that view when we're in warrior 2. Feel the head rotate. We'll gaze forward again. And then here, let's come forward, side angle pose. We'll sweep the arm overhead, reach. Let's rise up, and then just reverse warrior. Keep that bend in the front knee, reaching back. And then we'll rise. Let's come on up. We'll straighten through the front leg, bend into the back knee. So a little bit sitting into this. Hips go back, sitting into it. And then push off right back through warrior. Do that again, from warrior to the back leg, from warrior to the back leg. Here we'll stay a couple breaths. Option to lower down a little further into that skandasana if it's available to you. Steady down low. See if hands can leave the mat. Maybe arms can reach up overhead. And then either with the hands helping you get up, or maybe without the hands, let's push off right back through standing. And then just warrior two here, that other side, right? So just a little pivot on the feet to get us to that other side warrior. There we go. In our warrior pose, just give the shoulders a shrug, soften down. Same thing, let's just take a look now what over our back shoulder, our new back shoulder. And then just rotate, feel the head turn. We'll come forward, side angle pose. Push off, rise, reach back, reverse your warrior. Let that be easy. That's it. Let's come back up through center. We'll straighten front leg, a little bit sit into what is now the back leg. And then just flow right through warrior. Let's do that a few times, right? Just that shape shifting from front to back. And then right into it, we'll stay. You might stay here in the middle. Could be good things to explore in the middle range of sensation, or dropping down lower. Take this in. Whole other side of the body might be completely different experience in that skandasana shape. See if hands could leave the floor, or if hands, arms could reach up. Either with the help of the hands or not. We'll rise right through center. Let's pause here in the middle. We'll turn the feet out a little bit, toes, knees turn out into goddess pose. We'll bend the knees here. And then just hands behind the head. Okay, remember this one? So just a little drop side to side, like we're gonna kind of tap our elbow towards the knee. Right side, left side, moving from center. Let the breath come through. A right side, a left side, and we'll bring it back up through. Let's release the hands. We'll bring them to the knees. You get to sink in for a twist. So just dropping your right shoulder in, look over the left, hips go back, heart drops forward. And then untwist that, drop the other shoulder in. And releasing that. Forward fold, wide-legged forward fold, dropping in with the hands, releasing the upper body. And then just a little rock forward and back here, from the heels to the toes. Let's land even in the feet, walk the hands up, slowly rise. Come on up into standing. We'll walk the feet in. Let's just come back into the top of our yoga mat. Forward fold. Inhale the arms. Exhale, forward fold. There we go. Lengthening halfway. Fold it back in. Stepping back, plank or tabletop, however you're going to get to the floor. Rising cobra or up dog. All the way back. Child's pose for sure. Let's drop into child's pose. Take a moment there, allowing forehead to touch the earth or the hands or a block. And from child's pose, lifting the head. Let's rise into the heels. We'll sit here into our heels. We'll reach back, right hand to the floor, maybe just up on my fingertips. Raise the left arm, gaze up. And then see there, can you lift hips away from the heels, lifting. Back into it. Let's reach around. Other hand, raise your arm, reach up. Maybe lift the hips. And then right on back down into it. Fantastic. Let's come forward. We'll work into kind of like our peak pose, a little bit of peak play between dog pose and side plank, getting there a little differently than the usual way in. So let's find downward facing dog. We did a little bit of that side to side movement because, again, we don't do a lot of it, but also because we're gonna move side to side here. We're gonna venture off our mat a little bit. So from dog pose, I want you to kind of just become aware, feel in towards your left hand. And then see if you can bring right hand to your hip. And then with your feet, just take a walk all the way out to your side until you get yourself into side plank. And then let's just step that right foot. There we are. We're in like this funky little side lunge. Drop the hips, sit into it, and then lift up. You could add that arm overhead. Let's do that again, sitting into it. Pushing the floor away. Let's find that nice, strong side plank. Make it yours. See if you can walk it all the way back, downward facing dog. There we are on the mat. Okay, clear that away, couple breaths, reset the hands, the feet. And then let's just explore that, going the other way. It's a new move, so it can take a little bit to find. You're in your dog pose. Think about your right hand being strong, really pushing through the right hand. And then just left hand to your hip, and we're gonna go left. So we're just gonna walk it out to the side. Walk your way into side plank. And then there, that top left foot can land. You'll sit into it. Push the floor away, reach up. And then just find that another time. Lift up. Okay, from your side plank, walk it all the way back. Downward facing dog. All right, nice work. From our dog pose, we come forward to plank. We get to lower all the way down, crocodile pose. So just stack the arms, rest the head. And just earth the body, right? Lean in, feel imprint of ribs, belly, legs. While we're here, let's bend the knees, draw your heels in, and then just a little windshield wiper action through the lower body. Okay, we'll lower the legs. Let's come up into Sphinx pose here, so we're on our elbows and forearms. Good place to tend to the shoulders, so just sink in, shrug, circle them. Right, move the things that don't get moved near as much there. As you draw the shoulders down, let's gaze up. Interlace your hands. Press the floor away, tuck the toes, forearm plank. Right, just drive the floor away. And then we'll come there to the knees. Let's rise to tabletop. Tabletop here, we'll move into puppy pose. So from tabletop, just walk the hands way forward. And then just think of chest kind of melting towards the floor. Keeping the hips lifted, right? So literally just dog pose on the knees. Dropping through the arms. And a breath to rise, come on out. From here, let's just tuck the toes, rock it right on over and down into our seat. We'll catch some seated postures here. So let's find butterfly pose. We'll bring soles of the feet together. Drawing up tall. And then let's just pause here as we land our lower body in bound angle pose, thinking about the head and the neck a little bit, letting it get some movement independent of everything else, more intentional with that head and neck movement. So let's just turn the head to the right. Really think of leading with your chin. Slow enough that you can just sense and feel when your head and neck stop. And then there you can drop the chin a little bit, maybe towards the collarbone. And then gently gaze up, lift the chin. And then let's just turn that, come back through, put your head on straight. We'll turn our head the other direction, right? Lead with that chin, turn, turn, turn. When you feel it stop, be there, breathe. And just gently draw the chin down. Notice what you notice. And then just gaze up, lift the chin, but keep the twist, keep the turn of the head. Okay, we'll release that, we'll come back in. Let's fold forward in our bound angle pose. Let's rise. Come on up. We'll take wide angle pose. It's one that we don't do near as much or as often, or seems that way anyway when we do come into it. So reasonable distance for the legs. Sit tall, maybe use the hands behind you to help that nice tall posture. And then some energy through the legs, so just flexing the feet. And maybe you've got plenty of stretch going on right there, okay? Otherwise, an option to kind of lean forward, coming out into the hands, a little or a lot. Find the right amount that feels sustainable. Be here just 3 breaths. From that breath, let's rise here. We'll come on up. So we're going to lean back into the hands. Let's bring right hand behind us. And then really use the legs active. Press the floor away and see if you can kind of lift up out of your seat a little bit. And then just right back down. Reach around other hand. And then press the floor away. Dig the heels, lift up. Right on back down into it. Okay, catch behind the knees. We'll bring this in. And then we'll make our way all the way down into the floor. Give yourself a good squeeze. You've made it. Take a moment to arrive. And then as you come down, arms, legs into the air, circle through hands and feet. Clear out all the ways you stood and balanced the hands and feet. And then we'll plant them. Arms will go overhead behind us. And then we'll just take that bridge pose, lifting the hips, rise. Feel the movement of your breath here. Glance down. See if you can notice breath rise and fall there. Let's lower the body, lower the arms, and then we'll draw the knees back in. Okay, let's bring hands behind the head, kind of like you would have them for a sit-up, but no sit-ups. We're just going to take legs overhead like this. So reclined legs up with elbows wide, just getting that stretch from gravity. Be as present as you can here. Considering how little time we spend with legs above our head, the feet in the air. Notice lightness of the legs, but also weight of the legs, that both can exist at the same time almost. And then just kind of dropping one foot and then the other, right? So just kind of bending, kind of just releasing that muscle control. Almost like heel's gonna kind of touch your bum. Okay, we'll bend both knees. A good squeeze. Lift head and shoulders. And we'll land. Recline butterfly. Soles of the feet connect. There, pressing down into the mat, lift up, right? Lift like you're doing a bridge pose. That great big hover away from the floor. And then release, release, release. Weight of the body into the mat. Take a few moments here in stillness. Just feel the feeling of stillness. Also noticing what feels good and comfortable, good and connected. Seal the practice here with breath. Your biggest inhale, pause at the top of that breath, and then just really nice, slow, controlled exhale to the very bottom of your lungs. Let's send the legs down the mat, easing back into the day. Find a little bit of movement, just kind of wiggle fingers, toes. We'll take the arms overhead behind you. Nice long full body stretch into every cell. And then from there, gently rolling to your side, taking a moment, easing from the depths of shavasana, Coming back up for the rest of your day. All right, then have the best day ever. Peace.